Alright, so guys, let me show you what we're going to be making. Alright, so this is what we're going to be making. This is an off-shoulder top. As you can see, there's nothing much, it's just a square. No zipper. So we're going to need elastic. You're going to need, I'm using 1 yard of a fabric. So to be on the safe side, just get about 1.5 or 2. So let's get started. You need your shoulder measurements, you need your bust measurements, your waist measurements, and your around your hips and the full length.
The main fabric wasn't so clear, so had to show you on this one.
From the top, that means we are going to mark our 5 inches beginning from here. Because so if this was our full top and we are having 5 inches off from the shoulder, that means this is how it will look like. So what I'm trying to do, since I don't have enough fabric, I'm trying to just go and start to mark straight from here, which is, I'm going to first take out 2 inches for seam allowance on the top part, and I'll mark that down. So from the 2 inches, I'll go ahead and mark our full length, which is 22 inches long. Because this whole remaining 5 inches up here was supposed to be this top, but we are going to begin from marking 5 inches down. So we are going to place our 5 inches here and go look for the 22-inch mark, and we mark it over here. So that's how we are going to take it. So even the shoulder to waist, we are going to still mark. We're going to still take away the 5 inches and mark 15. Mark 15 on your fabric. So this is our waist, this is our full length. We are going to mark our shoulder to bust. Our shoulder to bust is 9.5, and we are going to do the same thing, 5 inches up here, and then we find our 9.5. Five inches down, we find our 9.5. So this is our bust, this is our waist, and this is our full length. So on the first line, we are going to mark our shoulder measurements, and our shoulder measurements in this is 14 inches, 14.5 inches. 14.5 inches divided by 2, that's going to give us 7.25. So I'll go ahead and mark 7.25. So the next step is going to be marking our bust, our waist, and around our hips. So with all these measurements, we are going to add 3 inches to 4 inches each. By this time, I'm going to use 3 inches. So our bust is about 30 inches. no, 35 inches. 35 inches plus 3, that's going to be 38. Divide by 4 is going to be 9.5. So the reason we are dividing by 4 is because our fabric is folded into 4 parts. So we are dividing it by 4. So that gave us 9.5. We are going to go ahead and mark 9.5 on here. So that's our bust. Then we are going to go onto our waist. Our waist is 30. 30 plus 3 is 33. Divide by 4, that's 8.5. We're going to go over here and mark 8.5. So our full length, this is our hips. The hips, the measurement I'm using for the hips is 40. 40 plus 3 is 43. Divided by 4 is 10.75. So I'll go ahead and mark 10.75. I really don't have enough fabric on here, but that's okay. As you can see, it's not enough, but that's okay. So the first measurement where we marked our shoulder measurements, we are going to go in 1.5 inches. And then we are going to connect here to the end of our bust, and I'm going to be using this curve ruler. So from here we are going to connect it to, let me see. From here, our bust, we are going to connect it to the waist. Our waist to the full length. I'm going to go ahead and add half seam allowance around our armhole. Then we are going to add 1 inch seam allowance on the side. All the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and get my curve ruler and like try to curve it a little bit over here so that it don't be so pointed inside. Just give it a little curve. So, and down here we are going to curve it a little bit, just like this. And then I'm going to give it a 1 inch seam allowance on the bottom. 1 inch seam allowance or half seam allowance. I'll use 1 seam allowance. And then here on top, we are going to do, that's why we left the space I left over here is to enable me, give me some space for seam allowance. So I'm going to do 1 inch seam allowance on top. Connect it a little bit. That's it. Then we are going to go ahead and cut it out. And then for the ruffle part, you're going to make sure you take your measurements around the shoulders, multiply it by 2. That should give you the amount of fabric. Oh, don't forget to cut from here. Cut the bottom part. Cut this out. here it is. Let's go to the next step. So this is our remaining part. Remember I told you I was using 1 yard. So this is the remaining part that we have. Okay, so this part is literally between 5, you can use between 5 to how many inches you want. So this one I used about 10.5, and I had like another half for seam allowance and another 1 inch this side. But this time I'm going to use this hole. So this is about 17 inches. I'm going to divide it in half. I'll be cutting this in half. Make sure this is around your shoulder times 2. I got 2 pieces. Now let's go to the sewing part. I finished sewing the sides, but what I did, I hemmed the armhole. I just folded like half an inch. Hope you can see this. It's really hard to see. I folded half an inch. So, and I went ahead and serged my piece. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and fold 1 inch all around, and I'm going to go while ironing it down. So if you didn't serge yours and you don't have a serger, you're going to fold half, then fold 1 inch. This is what I did: fold half and then fold 1 inch. But since mine is serged, I'm going to just fold 1 inch down. I'm pretty sure this is 1 inch. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go. So I finished folding it up and I gave it an iron. Then on the next step is to fold it in 2-2 and find the middle part. So this is my middle part and I've already marked it down. You're going to do the same to this. You're going to fold it down and find the middle part, and that's my center. So on this part we are going to go ahead and tuck in the main fabric. We are going to tuck it into the ruffle piece. We are going to make sure we align both the centers we marked down on both sides, on one side, and then the other center we shall mark it on the other side of the ruffle, and then go ahead and both the centers together, and then I'm going to pin it down. So before I pin any other side, I'm going to find the center for this side too. So this is the center, and then I found this center, and then I'm going to turn it just like this and tuck it in. After tucking it in, then I'll pin it down. So this is how it looks like right now. I already made our elastic casing, and I left here some little space. This is where we're going to insert our elastic. So I went ahead and hemmed the bottom, and I hemmed this piece too. This is how you're going to get our elastic. You're going to go ahead, give it a little stretch, and now we're going to cut it out. This one over here. So this is how you're going to be inserting our elastic. You're going to use a safety pin. Place it on the end of, that's right. Then we're going to go ahead, insert and pull, insert and pull. You want to make sure this last part is secured. Is secured. I'll just go ahead and pin. Okay, so I pinned it to the end so that it don't go through as we continue putting this one in. See? Move our safety pin and pull. Move the safety pin and pull. So this is how it looks like so far. I'm going to go ahead and open up this one, since you already got this other side out. So we are going to go do it just like this and give it some zigzag stitches. Zigzag stitches. All right. So you can give it as many stitches as you want. Okay. So we're going to go out and even out our gathers. We want them to be even. I'm going to go ahead and enclose that small part, and I'll be back. Alright, so I finished closing that part up. So this is our top. Hope you can see it. So this is our top right now. Hope you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a hot steam with my iron. So the hot steam will help to collect it and gather it more. This is how our project looks like. Please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video.